3, 2, 1, let's go! Hi everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of Boring JavaScript. I'm your host, the Virtual Void, aka Mike Smith, and today we're going to be talking about the String.matchAll method. Now there's plenty of methods out there for matching a string within another string, but to be able to find the same occurrence of that string within the string, you got to go through some sort of looping functions. And the JavaScript gurus a number of years ago said, hey, this isn't going to work out. So they created the matchAll method, where given one command, or in this case one regular expression, you can match your string against an entire string and return all of the matches of that string. Want to see how it works? Let's get to it. Now first of all, let's take a look on how you used to have to do it. Basically finding a string and then using a loop to be able to find the other occurrences of the string. Now I have a string here that has the word cat appearing in it in 3 different places. Right at the very beginning here, somewhere, yep, right there, there's wildcats. There's a second occurrence of cat, and then there's bobcat, which is the third occurrence of a cat. Then I'm going to have a regular expression here, and this regular expression is going to find all occurrences of the word cat within the string, both uppercase cat and the lowercase cat. And then I'm going to use the exec method on the regular expression and pass the string. And when I do that, that finds the very first occurrence of the regular expression, in this case of the word cat, within my string. But what I have to do there is that I need to be able to loop, because it's just going to find the first occurrence. And each and every single time I call exec one more time, which is what we're doing on line 14 here, it will then find the next occurrence. But the real key here is that I've got to be very careful that I execute it the very first time to set the pointer to the first expression that matches. And then every time I call exec, that will reset the pointer. And if it doesn't find any more matches, it returns null. So I'm just going to do a little while loop here to find out, while it's not null, then hey, I've got a match. So it's real simple. I'm using the exec to again find the first element, and then have a loop here in which I'm using the exec method to be able to find subsequent methods in there. So we should be able to find 3 of them here. Let's take a look and see how it runs. Let's go into node, type in node exec, and a lot came out here. So let me explain very quickly what comes out here. The first one is each match gets its own array. So you can see we have 1 match, 2 matches, 3 matches. So each match gets its own array. So we have 3 matches. That's what we expected. Index 0 of the array is the physical string that match. In this case is cat and a comma. The second entry is the final value that got matched. And this is because the reason it's the final value is that I've got parentheses inside my regular expression, because I've kind of grouped it out there in order to be able to get rid of that comma, because obviously I don't want the comma. So it says cat got matched. The index property of this array will tell me the index number that it was found, in this case number 0. This is going to be the actual input it checked against, and groups are undefined. I'll explain that in another video here shortly. So of course it found cat, and it found wildcat, and it found bobcat. Hey, work like a champ. So what's wrong with this code? Well, what's wrong with this code is that you have to have a little loop here to be able to match all of the instances of your string into the string itself, into the string you're searching for. So when the JavaScript gurus got together and said, this is really stupid. We need to have a method that grabs it all, and that's called the matchAll method. And what it does is it again uses the regular expression just like we have here on line number 8, and it finds all occurrences within the string that we're matching within the regular expression. So let's take a look at matchAll next. So now let's talk about the matchAll method, and it's really, really easy to use. So here is my string, same string as before, and here is the matchAll method. Now it is called on the string itself. Now that's different from the exec. Let's go back to exec here real quick. On the exec, we had the regular expression, and the exec was called on the regular expression passing the string. Well, for matchAll, the matchAll method is on the string itself. And it takes one argument, and that argument is the regular expression. This is the same regular expression I used in the exec we had before. So once this executes, that's it. We got it all. What gets returned inside my cats is an array of all the different matches. Just like in the exec here, we had set the exec to be the very first one, and then we had to do a little loop here to get all the rest of them, and we produced three different arrays, or three different array entries, excuse me. The matchAll produces one giant array which contains three different arrays of the matches. And they look exactly the same as the exec, so I just did a little simple little for loop here just to do the console.log to show you how it looks like. So let's take a look at it and go into Node and type in Node matchAll. And as you can tell, we got the exact same output as we did before. One array entry, two array entries, three array entries. So it works. Here's my cat, here's my wildcat, and here's my bobcat. And this follows the exact same output that the exec gave us, in which we have index 0, index 1, the index of the match itself, and the input and all of the groups that, again, I'll cover here in the second video. So as you can tell here, matchAll is a much more versatile alternative and a much cleaner alternative. So if you're taking a look at code and taking a look at all of this here and say, oh my gosh, what is all this trying to do here? This is kind of confusing. Well, this isn't confusing at all. Hey, it's doing a matchAll on a regular expression. You know what else could be easier? So now, remember earlier I said that I'll go through what groups undefined means. Well, let's take a look at that. Now, this has absolutely nothing to do with matchAll. But this is something that I discovered that I didn't even know about because I'm not a regular expression expert. But I didn't know about it until I started doing the research on matchAll for this particular video here. And that is called named groups. So let's cover that real quick as a bonus next. So what was that mysterious groups entry that we had in the output? Well, that's called named groups within regular expressions, and they're fantastic. Let me show you how they work. Let's go over to the matchAll and take a look very quickly at the regular expression that we've been using here. Now, the regular expression basically says here, expect a comma or not, then expect a number of letters, either uppercase or lowercase letters or not, then expect an uppercase or lowercase c, the letters AT, and then maybe or maybe not a comma at the very end. And what that will give you is that the matches will either have a comma and then the word cat or bobcat or wildcat and a comma at the end, maybe or maybe not. Those are the three matches. And if you remember, you can go back in the videos and take a look at it. You'll see the commas on the matching there. But the important thing here is I've also grouped the data. Any group data is any data that is within parentheses will be grouped together. And what that means is that I now have this group here to just return to me the letters of the name, excluding the two commas at the very end. So the grouping that I have for this particular regular expression will return wildcat, bobcat, and cat all by itself without the commas, which is what I really need here. So that's all well and good, but did you know you can actually name your groups? So let's go over to the named group code right now and take a look at my regular expression. And there's one really important change in this regular expression, and that's this part right here. And what that does, the question mark and then some sort of name within, or some sort of variable name within the less than and greater than signs, basically names the group. And what that means is that this particular group right here will have a name associated with it called name. Now, does it have to be name? No, it could be anything. It could be animal, it could be height, weight, whatever. If I had different groups inside this regular expression or different groups within the string, I could have different named groups, and I can call it name, animal, weight, whatever. So what will happen now is that when I do the console.cat as I did before, the arrays are going to change because now it's going to associate or populate that groups section within the code. So let's take a quick look at that, and let's go over to Node and let's type in Node named group. Everything's exactly the same as it was before, except this line right here. Now we have named groups, and it's put a object inside there that associates the key, which is the name of the group, name, weight, animal, whatever, with the value. And this value here is associated with the first index of the array. So we now, by using the groups here, we now have easy access to all of our different names or all our different groupings within the regular expression. How can we use that? Well, let's flip back over to our code and let's type in cat.groups. So now we're going to access that new groups section that came in, .name. That's it. That's all you have to do. This name part, this name property on the groups will associate itself with the name that you gave it within the grouping there for the regular expression. And if you had more of them for weight, height, or animal, or whatever, that would also give you a property on the groups. So if you want to access that index number 1, which is the way I told you earlier to be able to access the grouping of for the match all, for the match of the match all, you would have to go index number 1 of the array. But now you don't have to do that. All you have to do is say groups.name and you got immediate access to it. We'll see how it works. Let's go over to Node. And there you are. Real simple, real quick. So now groups gives you the ability to get immediate access to the groupings within your regular expression as long as they are named groups. So I would encourage you that if you're using match all and you're using grouping within your regular expressions, pop in that named group and you'll be able to access the data, as I did here, real easy and real quick. Named groups, wonderful thing. And that's all there is for the String.matchAll method. I hope you enjoyed our video. Hope it didn't bore you to death. Please visit all of our videos at www.boringjavascript.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or check out everything we have at www.thevirtuoid.com. Thanks again for watching and we'll see you later.